Hello, I'm Gerald, the CEO of Steambow, and today is one of those happy days where I can introduce a new product. Before I do that, I give you a little bit of backstory to this. Most of you know that our company has the Stinger II repeating crossbow, which is awesome. It's one of the most capable crossbows, repeating crossbows on the market. It's very nimble, it's lightweight, it's powerful, it's accurate. It's very quick to cock and it has awesome ergonomics, very easy to get target acquisition, and you can do very quick follow-up shots with it. Last year we introduced a special edition where we replaced the polymer magazine, which is standard on the Stinger II, with a very high-end CNC machined aluminum magazine. We started the Stinger I series, aluminum magazines were standard. We later on switched to more affordable and easily mass-produced polymer magazines, which are plastic injection molded. And for last year's special edition, we decided to bring this magazine back to the market, to bring it to the Stinger II generation and to improve it a little bit. The improvements I will show in detail on the factory magazine that we are now launching. When we launched the special edition last year, first it was quickly sold out in a few weeks, and we got a lot of inquiries and we got a lot of feedback that people want the metal magazine as an upgrade part, and because of that and because of a lot of customer inquiries and feedback, we decided to bring it to the market as a standard magazine. There are some differences. Most of them are purely aesthetic. There is no technical difference. It's the same CNC machined parts. The main difference is the coating. Here we have a ceramic lacquer, Cerakote, which is also infrared light absorbent and has military standards and so on. So that's a state-of-the-art firearm coating. And here we decided to do the more traditional anodizing, black anodizing. The laser engraving is different, while we have here our crest of arms, our new Steambow crest of arms, which is for some products, for the special edition and for the knife. Here on the Stinger II magazine we have our Steambow logo with the Stinger Scorpion, like it is typical for our product family AR-6 Stinger, and on this side just very minimalistic, the model name of the crossbow. So these are the main differences, a different kind of coating and a different laser engraving. To the magazine itself. What are the main benefits? First of all, you have really a technical benefit with the metal magazine in comparison to the polymer magazine. Plastic is always a little bit more flexible, and you need to make the tolerances wide enough so that you don't have a jam in the weapon, because reliability is one of the most important features for us of the Stinger. 100% reliability is what we aim for. On the metal magazine, where we do CNC machining and where everything is more rigid, we can make tighter tolerances, and that's exactly what we did. So when you use one of our arrows and you fit it here into the slot, you will see there is very little play left and right. Those arrows are already perfectly centered over the rail, and when they are pushed to the rail, they are on the right spot every time. On the plastic magazine, we needed to make this a little bit more wide because of tolerances and because of the flexibility, so that the arrows don't get stuck. And this more room, of course, allows for the arrow not to be perfectly centered, and this, of course, opens up the spread of the crossbow. So you will have a little bit more accuracy with this magazine than with this. Also, it is significantly more heavy. Its weight is almost double. That means that you will also have a heavier weapon, but that also means that it's a little bit smoother in firing, and it's always disadvantages and advantages. Of course, you have to carry more weight around, and it's more difficult to aim with it for a longer time. But then when you fire, everything is more stable and there's a lot more mass that needs to be accelerated. So a super lightweight weapon is always more difficult to shoot than a heavier one. Last but not least, what will improve the accuracy are the sights. Whereas you have here on the Stinger II very, very basic sights, which for the distances this thing is designed, so up to 40 yards, work perfectly well. You have here this leaf spring in the back. It's also the magazine lid locking element. And when you bring this element under the red dot here in the front, under the fiber optic front side, you have your sight picture, and then you can shoot. And it works, but it's not very elegant. Here on the metal magazine, we decided to go with the firearms route and have rear sights and have front sight, exactly like you have it on the traditional firearm. That allows for even quicker target acquisition, and also the front post is adjustable regarding the windage, so you can do left and right adjustments. The height adjustment, the elevation adjustment we did with just guessing, so to speak. It's not possible to change the elevation, but because the trajectory of the projectile is very curved, you need to be proficient with guessing how to put your target, your sights on target. So you learn one way of getting the sights in place, and then of course for the various differences you need to hold over. But this is something that all crossbow shooters are familiar with. That's a thing in archery. Another feature is that, speaking of the locking element of the lid, we changed it to a button. You just push here, it's spring loaded, it just automatically opens when you push on that button, and it stays open. And that makes it of course much easier to get the speed loader in. Here on the plastic magazine, you always have to make sure that it's pointed somewhat downward so that the lid stays open. I mean, it works in the practice, and you can work with it, but of course it's much nicer if it is spring loaded and just stays open. Yeah, that's for sure. Speaking of speed loaders, but I will show that later, you also have this button on the side, which you can, by the way, mount on both sides. And this is for the speed loader. You insert it into the magazine, right here. This is one of those speed loaders. You just insert it into the magazine, and you push on that button, and you can then pull on the handle of the speed loader, and you can even let go of the button as long as there's pressure on it, it holds. And so you can get the arrows out. The arrows are left in, and you get the plastic part out, and you have reloaded your crossbow with just one movement. These are the main benefits of the metal magazine, and now I will show you how to mount it on your crossbow. First, take off the screw in the back. A lot of people mount a thumb screw here, which we also suggest. So you can open up the magazine, you can take out the links, and then we can work on the crossbow. The first step is I'll take off the magazine. One nut, one washer, the screw. Another screw is already one washer. I like to put them aside so that I don't lose them. And the new magazine is supplied with everything you need for assembly. So you can put that one into storage, and I'm pretty sure it will stay in storage because there's not a lot of reasons to go back from your metal magazine to the old polymer. There's one step I already did on the German version of this video. I will show you what that is. When you buy the metal magazine, there is a plastic bag with some parts. I have it here. You have here some screws, some washers, and also two very special pieces. They look like washers, but they are much thicker. They are made from black polymer. They are made by us, so that's a special Stinger part. It's not a standard part like all the washers and screws that we have here. And this is very necessary to prevent scratches on your magazine. Especially if you use very high draw weights, it could be that because of the tension on it, that those protruding parts of the cocking rods are pushed inwards, and then they can scratch here on the magazine. Yeah? And this is just not nice. It's not a technical problem. You will never work through your magazine. You will never have a point where you can't use your weapon anymore because of that. But it's most certainly not nice looking if you have a big and deeper getting scratch here on the side. So what you have to do, you have to take off the side plate, which you do with a Phillips screwdriver and just loosening and getting off those 3 screws. Then you can get the cocking rod separate. Then you just take the plastic ring, put it here onto this protruding element on the bottom of the cocking rods. Yeah, so here, just put it in. The notch of the cocking rod here is still outside, and this is also where it goes to the plastic piece. Yeah? There's a notch that goes to the rim of the side plate, and this is the right configuration, yeah? Like you can see here on the camera. All I have to do now is put that to the crossbow. Yeah, and fasten down the screws. I really suggest that you do it gentle. There is no reason to put any torque on those side plate screws. And frankly, those small screws that go into polymer also don't hold a lot of torque. So if you over tighten those screws, there will be a stripped thread in the basic body. And the best way to repair that is to put glue in, and then just when the glue is hardened, you put in the screw back again. But you can save yourself this work by just not over tightening those screws. And then you have those plastic parts mounted on both sides. So left and right need those plastic washers, distance parts, so that those cocking rods can't scratch the metal magazine. This is all you have to do to your basic body. Besides that, everything is already finished. And then let's look to the list of parts that you get. You will get this very nice thumb screw with our Stinger logo on it. So it's also a Steambow product and not a standard part. You will have a standard screw. You will have 3 nylon washers and 3 steel washers, black, and 1 nut. The washers are in this order. From the outside, at the screw, you have 1 washer. 1 metal washer goes onto the screw. Then, to the magazine, there goes the nylon washer. Sometimes very hard to pick them up. Yeah. This is the one side, then you put that here. And also on the other side, first the nylon washer, then the steel washer, then the nut. And then you have one steel and 1 nylon washer in excess. One of the steel washers goes to the back, to the thumb screw, and one of the nylon washers goes to the inside. Yeah? Actually, here. I'll show you how here on this side. Yeah, well, you will find that the magazine has 1 smaller half and 1 bigger half, 1 thicker half, and it goes to the smaller half on the inside. And then from the outside, you finish up with 1 nylon washer directly to the magazine and 1 steel washer on the outside. Yeah, that's the order how you put the washers. I will now do it on the crossbow and show you how that is done. I'll start with the inside washer. I'll just place it here. Then I'll take the metal magazine and insert it from the top. It sometimes takes a little practice. Then I have it in this configuration. Then I'll take my prepared screw with the nylon washer on the inside and the steel washer on the outside. I just push it through. Sometimes when it's not easy to center it, you can use a smaller tool to get it centered. You can push that through. And then on the other side, start with the nylon washer. Put on the steel washer. Put on the nut. And then all you have to do is tighten it down. You can use the supplied Steambow tool or any other way to hold the nut in place, and then just tighten it down. And that's it. That's all you have to do to get this magazine mounted. It goes open so that you can insert your limb. And here in the back, just put the washer on the thumb screw and use this thumb screw to screw the magazine down. And that's it. That's all you have to do to convert your Stinger II to this upgraded and awesome aluminum 6-shot magazine. Perhaps I can show one more time how the speed loader thingy works. So you insert the speed loader, you can just hold it here and use the other hand to yank on the handle. And once you have it under tension, you can just let go of it. And then you just load the crossbow, close the lid, and you're ready to shoot. That's all. Prices, all technical details, everything you need to know about our aluminum magazine will be on our homepage in the next couple of days. We will also introduce the magazine to the market very soon. If you also have our newsletter, you will be informed when that happens. You will also get all information also in the newsletter. And of course, if you want to follow us on social media like Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, we're very happy about a like or a subscription. And yeah, I wish you now a very good day and thank you very much for your time.